All right, Taz, we always do. We jump right into things. Running backs, the top running backs for week 9.
And I love Arian Foster this week against Buffalo Bills.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
That's some great advice.
Ray Rice, LeSean McCoy, all three of the guys who you would pick 1, 2, 3 in the draft.
You're guaranteeing success.
Tasty.
Yeah.
Tasty matchups.
Yeah, so you're saying...
if you got one of those guys, you feel good.
A three-player parlay, you're probably going to hit all three.
But what if you don't have those guys?
That's probably why you're watching this program.
Yeah. Well, I have these guys. Anyway, we're going to move our way down this list. Places where we might disagree. CJ Spiller, Houston, right? This guy's in a timeshare.
Yeah.
He has a tough matchup.
So you have him at 16 on your list.
Uh-huh.
I have him higher up at 11. I'm going to guess you're going to put him lower because it's a timeshare with Fred Jackson.
And the matchup. All right, but still, last couple games, he's had 16 and 18 touches in the last 2 games. That's a positive thing. Coming off a bye, that's a positive thing.
Right.
Houston only gives up 83 yards per game on the ground. That's third best in the
So
NFL.
they're very decent against a run. But last 2 games of C.J. Spiller in limited touches like you talked about, 24 rushes for 158 yards, a touchdown, 10 receptions and 54 yards. That's a pretty good back-to-back game there for
16,
C.J. And I think his shoulder injury, I think he's close to 100%.
I think he's fine.
And averaging 7.3 yards per carry leads the NFL.
But Fred Jackson's healthy as well, so that's the thing I worry about.
But that's the thing. CJ's even playing well, even with limited carries.
Absolutely. But you're going against a good rush defense.
I agree.
An elite rush defense, and then you're sharing the ball with 2 guys. You never know. If Fred Jackson gets hot, they'll keep feeding him. If CJ gets hot, listen, the guy can score anytime. He's an elite athlete. We see what he did when he was the only option.
Right.
He was unbelievable.
The best in the league.
I'm not going to put him as high as you have him at 11. 16's not bad. I'm behind Darren Sproles, Ahmad Bradshaw, Rashad Jennings.
I'll tell you a guy that I absolutely hate right now. And C.J. Spiller's been a guy that you drafted late, and he's been, above expectation. But Michael the Burner Turner, the last 2 weeks and just this whole season, I got him ranked at 24 this week. You have him at 17. I think that's way too high for Michael.
Well, he's a starting running back in the NFL.
He gets a lot of carries,
exactly. But still, I'm not in love with him either.
Yeah, okay.
Right? 17 is not that high for a guy. Only 52 yards per game on 17.5
fantasy
touches,
points
right?
per game in the last 3.
Less than 3 yards a carry. But the other guy in Atlanta, I actually like. I have him at 26, Jaquiz Rogers.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have him way lower, but last week,
if you don't like the starter,
13 touches, 7 yards. Because I in the games where there's going to be more passing, Jaquiz is a pass catcher. Michael Turner is not. He caught his first touchdown of his NFL career earlier this year.
And he's averaging 1 reception for 5 yards, I think, the last 3. Dallas only giving up 81 rushing yards per game as well. They're good against a run. He's had 2 back-to-back terrible games. The last 3 games, again, he's averaging 8 fantasy points per game. I do not like him against Dallas. Again, the bye weeks, you got Steven Jackson, Ridley, Sean Green, Frank Gore, all guys that you got to sit on your bench. So maybe deeper in the waiver wire, who are we looking at?
Deep in the waiver wire, I'm looking at maybe LaRod Stephens-Howlings against Green Bay.
Okay.
Right? He's a guy who had 1 big game, but I think he could be used, dump off passes in this game.
And you got him all the way up at 24.
Yep.
I have him at 28, so we're pretty close there.
Pretty close there. Neither of us like BenJarvus Green-Ellis. We got guys like Jonathan Dwyer, Jonathan Stewart.
Vick Ballard with Donald Brown back. Yeah. I mean, even though he did some good things, it looks like you can't go with him.
Well, I think you could probably keep him on your roster just in case. He did have that really amazing touchdown that won the game for the Colts. But against Miami, I don't like Donald Brown or Vick Ballard at all. Maybe Ronnie Hillman. San Diego State. We're both Aztecs.
Absolutely.
Now, the guy got a lot of touches last week, and they're going against Cincinnati.
I think at one point he was 7 rushes for like 81 yards, which isn't a bad YPC. As
Not at all. And we both like, let's make it straight, we both like the starter there too. We both like Willis McGahee.
Absolutely.
Really far up there. I think you have him a lot further.
You got him at 7. I got him actually at 4 this week.
Yeah, so we both like him. But Ronnie Hillman also has a role in that offense now. So that's a guy maybe reach late for.
All right, so feel free to let us know if we absolutely are wrong on any issue or if we end up being wrong after Sunday's game.
And we are wrong a lot.
Yeah,
and when we come back too, we might even tell you how we were wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I have no problem with that.
Even louder how we were right.
I'm not an expert. You're not an expert. We're just 2 dudes that play fantasy football that think we know what we're talking about.
But we play extremely well. I play very good at it.
Feel free to comment below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and you can always hit us up on Twitter at STNTV and ask any questions that you got for the week, and we will answer those every single week right here on STNTV.